Hi there! In this episode I'm going to build USS Johnston in 700 scale. Enjoy the video! USS Johnston was a late-type Fletcher class destroyer. One of the most difference of early and late type is late type destroyers' breaches are square shaped, so I chose this kit for the project. This is a quite simple kit from Tamiya and its waterline version. Of course, I couldn't stop this project without turning it into a nightmare too. This is the 5-star model upgrade set for the Tamiya kit. Yes, you are not wrong. These papers are the instructions. Just by looking at the pictures you have to figure out how to bend, modify and glue which PE part. Overall, it's a great upgrade set with perfectly designed PE parts. However, if you have not experience with ship modeling and PE sets, probably you will not use half of the parts because of no instructions or not visible in the pictures. Okay, let's get started with the body of ship. I need that part for planning the diorama base before adding fragile details on the model. As you see, this is a waterline model. This is not good if you are planning tons of water and wave effects on your diorama. Because of that, I added hull details with some plastic strips to give the model some height. I will build the ocean diorama base on this styrofoam block. As far as I understand from the pictures, I am cleaning the all unnecessary details on the model first. Another nice surprise from 5-star models. No, thanks, I will build my own with a brass rod. To shaping the brass rod, I am using 2 sanding sticks. Also, the funnels has to be drilled. Great! Another surprise. This is important. I'm flattening the upper surface for better fitting of the top parts. Almost the all parts need to be cut, cleaned and modified. Okay, let the PE mania begin. While you are watching the process, let me summarize the story of USS Johnston shortly for those who don't know. During 1944, there were a lot of battles in the Philippines between the Japanese and American forces, and due to miscommunication among American units, there were some serious troublesome incidents. In one such incident, the main American fleet started to chase a fleet they thought was the Japanese center force and steamed away north. While at the same time, the Japanese center force, consisting of 4 battleships including the Yamato, 8 cruisers and 11 destroyers, ran right into the task group 77, that force 3rd unit with radio call sign Taffy 3. The American ships were there to provide air support for the later landings, and they were taken by complete surprise. The Americans scrambled to retreat under heavy fire from the Japanese. Figuring out that retreating will result in being overwhelmed, Ernest E. Evans, commanding officer of the USS Johnston, made a decision without consulting with his commanders. He ordered Johnston to flank speed full left rudder, beginning an action that would earn him the Medal of Honor. Seeing Johnston's maneuver, other destroyers and destroyer escorts turned around and they all began an attack against the colossal Japanese fleet, a legendary battle that will go into the history books as a true story of bravery has just begun. If you are interested in the events this far, I will recommend you to read about the battle. I will jump right to the conclusion. Nicknamed as the Tin Can because of its tin armor, 3 Fletcher-class destroyers and the remaining small ships managed to delay the Japanese ships for a long time and even managed to put several Japanese ships out of action. At the cost of their own lives, the crews of these ships saved thousands of their brothers in arms, and only one of these 3 destroyers survived the battle, and it was not the USS Johnston. After initiating the counter-attack at 7 AM and nearly 3 hours of furious action, the USS Johnston suffered heavy damage, and it was clear that disengaging the Japanese ships is not possible. Evans ordered evacuation of the crew at 9:45 AM, ending Johnston's part in the battle. At 10:10 AM, Johnston rolled over and began to sink. The Japanese destroyer Yukikaze came up to 100 yards and pumped a final shot into her to make sure she went down. A survivor saw the Japanese captain salute her as she went down, considering her an honorable enemy. That was the end of Johnston. Okay, let's back to the build. The resin turrets need to be cleaned too. Let's build the AA gun mounts and the guns. Finally, it's ready for paint. Let's build the diorama base. Probably you watched before, but if you haven't yet, I have a detailed tutorial video on my channel about this. For the link, check the sidebar or the information section below. Simply, I am fixing wrinkled aluminum foil pieces with white glue to the base to get the irregular wave effect that looks like real. I am covering it with one-piece foil. And covering the surface with white glue. After the glue has completely dry, I covered the surface with white primer. I do not use spray primers indoors. I applied it outdoors, so here's the result. Irregular painting and shading with different colors are the tricks to achieve a realistic result. After the paint job was finished, I made a frame with balsa sheets. I bought these two from a local art supply store, glaze varnish and decoupage glue. Let's see how these work. First, I printed this in mirror mode and now I'm gluing it to the balsa frame with decoupage glue. More decoupage glue. After a few hours, I'm wiping it with wet cloth, and here's the result. The most important element of realistic sea effect is to apply a smooth glossy varnish layer. If you are having trouble with this is the solution: water-based glaze varnish. This varnish applying with a brush. Since it dries slowly and is elastic, brush lines will disappear after it's dried. Okay, let's paint the model. USS Johnston was painted according to the measure 21, so all horizontal surfaces painted with 5N navy blue, verticals painted with 20B deck blue. Good luck with finding these colors in popular paint brands. I use similar colors from my stash. I painted the model without masking it. For this reason, I completed the painting in 2 stages, as rough and fine. And here's the fun part, the post-shade weathering. I'm applying a gloss varnish layer before the decals and pin wash weathering. I cut and realigned the numbers as 557 from the kit's decals. After the rigging has been completed, now I can apply a flat layer to the model. I'm fixing the model to its place with white glue. And I'm filling the gaps with extra heavy gloss medium gel. Then I'm making wave effects with a brush. I'm adding more texture and big waves with extra heavy gloss medium gel. Now it's time to adding the foam effects using with cotton and gloss medium gel. Well, thanks for watching this episode. If you liked the video, please like and share. Subscribe my channel if you haven't yet. Also, you can support my channel if you can see the join button below or on Patreon. The links are in the information section below. See you soon on the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself and keep modeling. Bye.